What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Oleksandr Usyk, Anthony Joshua II. The pay-per-view numbers revealed, Fury price rise expected. Wow. World Boxing News can reveal the Usyk versus Joshua II pay-per-view numbers for Sky Sports box office on Saturday, August 20th, 2022. According to the Broadcasters Audience Research Board, the BARB, the fight held up well despite a price rise to $26.95. The selling point for the Usyk versus Joshua II tested the waters about $24.95. The first time it seems to have worked. British fans are now bracing themselves for a massive hike in price as talks for Fury versus Joshua at Cardiff Principality Stadium this winter. The first installment of Usyk versus Joshua in London made 1.23 million pay-per-view buys at the low price of $24.95. Last month, second taking place in Jeddah, Arabia, sold even more at £2 higher. And the Usyk versus Joshua II can boost sales of 1.249 million despite the elevated cost. It's almost certain now that the Fury cost will be 29 or 34. Okay, and let's see, it was It was 1.249 compared to 1.23. Okay, so the Usyk Joshua rematch did more. Let me counterpunch. You guys over, love you guys in the UK, love you guys. But you guys always ask me the same question, like, look, how can you guys over here in the USA pay so damn much for pay-per-view? The same reason why you guys are paying more to see quality fights. You're paying for these fights because they know it's a demand for you to pay for these fights. Because imagine not paying for these fights. You wouldn't. You have boxing is a premier sport in the UK over across the pond. It is not over here. However, they can exploit that over here because they're so accustomed to certain fighters making a certain amount of money based on a price point, based on how much they have to make, so they jack up the price. But it's also based on demand on how much it will cost. Just like other fighters like Andy Ruiz versus Luis Ortiz wasn't that amount. Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin wasn't that much either. Okay, so I think that we are paying that much because we want to see these quality fights. And they knew they could. And they didn't. And they knew, for one, though, Sky Sports knew they wouldn't have Joshua next time, or it won't be a next time. So they cashed out on this fight and they hit pay dirt. You know, but it's only going to encourage the idea of inflation. Why? Because if you're going to pay $26.95 in the UK, which is crazy to you guys, you're definitely going to pay 34 for Joshua versus Fury, which is a bigger fight, especially domestic. It's going to sell out. The Chris Eubank Conor Ben fight sold out just like that. Now, it won't be as high, but it's not a demand like Fury Joshua. Okay, so to answer your own question, you're going to pay because it's in demand. People have been demanded for this fight, and they know you want to pay, so guess what they're going to do? They're going to raise the price. They're going to make that extra revenue. That £2 more, that 2 to 3 to 4 pounds more, because we know what happened when Joshua fought Andrew Ruiz in Saudi Arabia. It broke records. Records. Right? And then what did they do? They jacked the price up because they projected it was going to do better than any other fight or any other card that they've put on pay-per-view. Bars. So that's exactly what's going on with pay-per-view right now. Okay, so brace yourself, though. Be fortunate still. All my brothers and sisters from the UK, because it's not as bad as the USA. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua, Part 2, Breaking Records. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!